Hello all the Karnataka KCET 2025 aspirants. So today I am here to help you to understand all the important chapters for your KCET 2025 exam, and also I am going to discuss how can you easily score 45 plus marks out of 60, not percent, sorry, 45 marks out of 60 if you study a few selected chapters only. Okay, so stay with us till the end. Also I am going to share some exam tips, some preparation tips, so it will be a very short but very crisp video, and all the KCET 2025 aspirants will be benefited from this. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, and if you are watching this video in our channel regularly but not yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and join our WhatsApp group, WhatsApp channel, where everything is happening, all the PU2 preparation, all the KCET preparation, everything at one go, your number one KCET channel of Karnataka. So let's start with the trend analysis for previous year, last 5 years. Okay, that is the most important trend analysis. So we have done a comprehensive trend analysis for all the chapters. So last 5 years, if you see, from most of the PU1 chapters, we are getting one question in an average, except system of particles, where the average is slightly higher than one. Why I am saying? Last 3 years, two questions came, but in 21 and 20 only one question came. Okay, motion in a plane. Okay, it was a very important chapter. In the past we have seen 4 questions, 2 questions were coming, but recently this 2024 exam, there was no question directly from motion in a plane. There was one mixed concept question, which I don't think is directly, you cannot consider it to be a motion in a plane question. Otherwise 2023, 2022, all other chapters, the first book 1 of your NCERT book, if you are following the chapters, so book 1 of your NCERT book, on an average one question is coming from all the chapters. I am not taking the names of the chapter. Again, if you see the chapters from your book 2 of PU1, again trend analysis shows that from almost all chapters we are getting one question in an average. Okay, waves, sometime 2 question came, sometime no question came, so you cannot predict, but on an average one question is coming from each chapter. So if you study all the chapters from your PU1, then you can answer maybe about 14 questions maximum. Okay, but there are other chapters, other questions, so how can you manage that? So let's see all the chapters from your PU2. Okay, all the chapters from your PU2, if you see that as soon as we have come to PU2 chapters, the question number has increased a lot. Okay, so from first chapter, on an average we are getting approximately very close to 4 questions from every year. Okay, now in second chapter, electrostatic potential and capacitance, average number of question is 3. Right, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So, okay, even though there is a trend that number of question is coming less from this chapter, this is not fixed. This can fluctuate heavily. Right, current electricity, the God chapter of KCET, from where most of the questions are expected. Okay, very important question. 6, 7. If you see 6, 6, 7, 4, 6, so almost average 6 question is coming from this chapter. Again, moving charges and magnetism, if you see, again almost 4 questions, minimum 4 question is coming from this chapter. Magnetism and matter, very small chapter, average slightly 2 or less than 2 questions is coming from this chapter. Okay, electromagnetic induction, again 1 to 2 question is coming from this chapter. Alternating current, another important chapter, 4 to 3 questions coming from this chapter. Electromagnetic waves, very small chapter. Okay, only 1 question you can expect from this chapter. Now next, ray optics and optical instrument, very important chapter. From this chapter you can expect at least 4 to 5 questions. Okay, Wave optics, another medium important chapter. You can expect 2 to 3 questions from this chapter. Dual nature of radiation and matter, again 2 to 3 questions from this chapter. Atoms and nuclei, they are actually coming in a pair. What is the meaning of the pair? So if you see atom 3 question, nuclei 2 question, atom 2 question, nuclei 3 question. So atom 3 question, nuclei 2 question. So you can definitely see that the pattern is there, except 2020 where 3 question came from both the chapters. Otherwise always they are flipping. So mostly this year from nuclei you can expect 3 questions, from atom 2 questions, if the same trend continues. Okay, 2 3 3 2, 2 3 3 2. Okay, so there is that's why I call them sister chapters, mostly related to each other, right? So atoms and nuclei are somewhat important, not super important but somewhat important. We will see that in a while in our detailed analysis. Now semiconductor electronics, another important chapter. 3 to 4 question is coming from this chapter as well. Now after analyzing the entire trend analysis, okay, we have selected a few chapters from that you cannot skip. Okay, so what are all those chapters? Obviously they are in my screen. So electric charges and fields, super important chapter, 4 questions is coming. Electrostatic potential and capacitance, even though 3 question is coming, 3 question is more than 1, right? So this is also a somewhat important chapter. Current electricity, super important chapter, superhero of KCET exam, right? Moving charges and magnetism, another 4 to 5 question coming from this chapter. Alternating current, I am assuming 4 questions will come. Okay, there will be some changes from the question pattern. So this is the assumed number of questions which is coming, and based on the pattern that is we have observed in the last 5 years. Okay, ray optics and optical instrument, we are assuming 4 questions will come. Wave optics, 3 questions will come. Dual nature of radiation and matter, 3 questions. Semiconductor electronics, 4 questions. Okay, so if you study all the questions, maximum up to 36 questions you can answer. Sir, you said 45 marks. How we are settling with 36? So only studying how many chapters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 chapters out of 28, you are getting 36 marks. Right? Isn't that good? So almost on an average 4 questions from the chapter, right? So that is why they are all super important chapter. Now these are important chapters. Obviously along with that, what you have to do, you have to study these extra 4 chapters: magnetism and matter, electromagnetic induction, atoms and nuclei. So these 4 chapters if you study, so on an average 2 question is coming from this chapter. Electromagnetic induction, another 2 question is coming. Okay, atoms and nuclei, as I said, 3-2 combination is there. So I am assuming 2.5 and 2.5. Whatever they will give 5 marks question from these 2 chapters. Okay, so whatever combination it is. So there will be another 10 question from these 4 chapters. So if you study these 9 plus 4, 13 chapters, you can easily score up to 45 marks. Okay. So that is not super difficult, and the question level also varies. Okay, Q1 chapters generally they ask in some chapters, from some chapters they ask little difficult questions, some chapters they ask easy question, and if you have somewhat knowledge of your PU1 concepts, then you can still answer some questions from your PU1 as well. Okay, obviously rotational motion and thermodynamics, some chapters might require a little bit more practice, little bit more attention, but some questions you can simply answer by looking at it without doing much effort. You have to practice, obviously practice is the key, but these are the things that you if you study these chapters first, okay, the first 9 chapters and then these 4 extra chapters, so you are already secured that okay, if anything happens I can score up to 45 marks. That confidence is already within you. After that, whatever extra you can do, that is obviously better, and you have a PU2 marks with you. Okay, PU2 exam, I am hoping that you will all going to give a good PU2 exam and score good marks. Those who are droppers, they also have scored good marks in their PU2 exam. So combined effort should be well enough to get a good mark, good rank in KCET exam, and our dream that you will achieve a rank below 1000, right? And we are trying to help you to achieve that dream, right? Next, some tips for your upcoming KCET 2025 exam. What you have to do to achieve it and what you should be careful while attempting the exam. Okay, first of all, practice makes an human perfect. That is I always say you have to practice, practice, practice. There are 3 key way to success in life: practice, practice, and practice. Okay, there is nothing else. So practice makes an human perfect. Okay, even there are a lot of mythological stories when some people who are not at all good at it, they did it repeatedly and become a master of it. So you have to become a master of it. Next is revise important chapters before exam. So the 9 chapters that I have given you, that is must. Just day before exam you have to revise at least the basic concepts quickly from those chapters. Okay, now next is attempt mock tests. There are a lot of mock tests we have conducted in our channel. You can go and check them out. Okay, so a lot of mock tests are available, and in future also we will do some mock tests. So mock tests are very, very, very essential. Next, what? Learn tricks and shortcuts to answer quickly. So for this is specifically valid for physics, chemistry, maths. Okay, you have to know you are not allowed to use any calculator. So if you are someone who is using even 4 divided by 2, you are using calculators, or 40 divided by 10, you are using calculator to calculate, then your KCET chances are almost gone. Okay, you have to apply, even you have to divide say 17 by 5 without using a calculator. If you are at that stage, then you can say, okay, I am at that stage, that means I can at least have achieved something. Okay, so I always teach some tricks and tips in my classes. So if you have not seen one of those classes, my previous year question paper discussion, my KPL discussion, there I have shown a lot of tips and tricks. And again, throughout the upcoming master stroke series, we will be doing a lot of tips and tricks, so you have to follow them. So you have to learn all those shortcuts. Shortcuts is not always a genuine shortcut, but mathematical shortcut is always there to calculate it quickly without using calculator. That is a very, very important asset if you can master that thing. Okay, next is read the question completely before answering. There are some question where it is mentioned that which of the following is not true. Student read, okay, which of the following is true. He read the first statement, okay, he thought, okay, this is the correct statement, he ticked it, he didn't read the other portion and he marked it and he got 0 marks. Okay, fortunately there is no negative marking for KCET exam, but still you have to read the questions carefully and understand the meaning. It mentioned that not correct, that means whatever the out of the 4 statements, 3 of them was correct and only 1 is incorrect. So that you have to identify and mark. Okay, so be careful, read the question carefully. Sometimes you might think the question might be difficult, but after reading the options it makes sense that okay, only one of the correct option is possible. That is called logical thinking. Okay, so in some cases, even though the question is slightly difficult, if you use logical thinking, if you know something, and to apply logical thinking, it is not like blind tukka. Okay, you have to have some knowledge. Okay, if you have some knowledge, then only you can apply your logical brains, and even some unknown questions you can answer. Okay, now first, while you are attempting the test, okay, maybe during mock test or during test, first of all read the question carefully. Next is focus on easy and medium questions over the difficult one. If you find some questions with long statements, okay, maybe with some a lot of constant values are given in the question, maybe that is a difficult question. Okay, not necessarily, but there is a intuition. If you practice more, you will understand, identify, okay, this may be a difficult question. So instead of wasting time on those difficult questions, always try to attempt whichever you can do at one go without using much calculation. If you read the question, you find that this question might be difficult, I will put a hold on it. Even in case of long statement questions or long diagrams, some explanatory questions, I will not attempt it directly. I will not even read it. I will not waste my time reading those questions. I will revisit them later on. I will have time definitely, but whatever I can answer directly, at least 50 questions we can answer easily without super difficulty. So those 50 questions will be my target. Rest 10 difficult questions, I will revisit them later on. Okay, sometimes even though there is a trend that even though the language is long, the question looks long, the actual answer is little easier, that you can guess from the options as well. Okay, if the options are a little simple, then you can say maybe question looks long, but answer is saying the options are given me a very simple value, so that means this has to be a simple question. But if the answer option itself is little complicated with variables, etc., then definitely it may be a difficult question. I will attempt it later on. Okay, so this is how you have to develop this knack. This is a practice. This is a way to practice and improve yourself. Next is time management is important. So whenever I said those things to you, you have to manage your time. For example, you have wasted a lot of time in one single question. 10 minutes you have wasted in one single question. Don't waste. If you can solve a question within a minute, okay, and if you think, okay, maybe if I give 10 more seconds to calculate, I can answer this question. 1 minute 10 seconds is sufficient. But if you think that, okay, I am solving it but somehow it is not coming, don't waste time on that question. Just leave it and move to the next question. Okay, and you have to don't have the guilt of feeling that, okay, I left behind one question. That guilt you have to forego completely. Okay, and you have to forego the tension that building upon you. Okay, I missed the first question, I missed the second question, I missed the third question. This happens. First 3 questions may be difficult. That question paper set that you have received, maybe the first 3 questions itself are the most difficult questions. Some students receive those questions maybe at 57, 58, 59. So they are not worried because first the 10 questions are very easy for them. But you may be unlucky, you have received the first 3 questions which are very difficult. Okay, so you have to be careful. Don't stress too much. Okay, you have to be careful and about your time. So don't waste too much time. Time management is very, very, very essential. Okay, mark questions for review to revisit or not. That's what I said. If you feel that this question may be difficult, you have to mark it to revisit those questions later on. You should know which questions I feel I can answer them later on, which question I feel may be a long question, but if I get time I will answer them. So those questions you have to mark them, okay, by using a star or using some whatever you are comfortable. Maybe you can add a star, or you can just add one plus sign. Okay, simple plus sign, or you can just circle it. Okay, later on I will try it. If you answer, this is answered, 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 but this question I think I will not be able to answer. This question may be little difficult. I will just star it, and this question maybe I will revisit later. I will circle it. Okay, again this question looks a little bit difficult. I will start it. Maybe if I get more time I will try. Otherwise this question is I will revisit later. Revisit later means question may be known to you, but you may have forgotten some concept, some values or something that you have to put some 10-20 seconds extra to remind that. So don't waste time on that. Okay, you can revisit them later anyway. Okay, next is obviously the logical thinking. For logical thinking, obviously you have to master the subject, you have to master the question answers, then only you can use your logical thinking. And all the best for your KCET 2025 preparation. And this is not over. We will be doing a lot of things for KCET 2025 preparation. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, this is a earnest request to all of you that please subscribe to our channel and make our channel the #1 channel in entire Karnataka. Thank you for watching.